Dubai Porta Potty, the dark side of Dubai no one talks about. Consider yourself fortunate if you were blissfully unaware of the search term Dubai Porta Potty. However, if you're a morbidly curious person who gets lost in dark internet rabbit holes when scrolling at midnight, keep watching. One of the oddest tales you've ever heard will be this one. But before we get started, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. One of the most popular videos on TikTok is Dubai Porta Potty TikTok, and internet users are curious about it. Even while that sounds terrible in and of itself, it's probably worse than you realized. Netizens were intrigued by the trend and wanted to learn more about it. It caused quite a stir, and even now, there are persistent reports that some influencers were paid exorbitant sums of money to engage in revolting behaviors involving feces for wealthy guys in the United Arab Emirates. According to reports, girls living the high life in Dubai are being paid to let wealthy men and camels consume their feces. The models allegedly agreed to perform various tasks, such as eating camel poop and urinating, in exchange for free trips to Dubai and amenities. How did it begin? This practice, according to a user's TikTok post, has recently spread across all social media platforms. It alludes to a trend where Instagram models and female influencers are getting messages from males in Dubai offering them hundreds or millions of dollars to turn them into human urinals. They enable others to perform their personal wants on them in exchange for cash. Rich men who can afford it host wild parties and spend a fortune to meet these odd needs. According to a quote from an unnamed Instagram model, all the wealthy males in Dubai are paying the girls to do this. They are repulsive. All people share the same fetish, he claimed. The user claimed to be from Dubai and to consider himself to be a wealthy man, albeit this is a stereotype. He made it clear that he had no interest in this and that this sort of fixation wasn't typical in the nation. How did the TikTok Dubai Porta Potty trend begin? Although the origin of the TikTok craze is unclear, it is not a recent development. The many fixations or kinks, as we call them in English, that have to do with bodily fluids have been around for a long time and have their own communities in BDSM-type venues, if you get what I mean. Although it may appear like people are flying to Dubai for this event, this trend may not be as widespread as you might assume. Because of how popular it has grown on TikTok, it appears that many individuals are engaging in this activity. A high school student from Nigeria has the name Porta Potty. But why is it well known, and why is it being talked about on social media? According to accounts, a Nigerian girl recently became famous after a video of her engaging in inappropriate behavior with wealthy Dubai residents went viral. Rich males from Dubai, according to a TikTok content creator, are allegedly texting social media stars and models to demand hefty payments only to have their mouths cleaned. As soon as the recordings went public, many people began to link various figures to frequent sightings in Dubai. This also happened in Albania, where many are questioning the frequent visits to Dubai of some VIP characters and the unjustified opulent lifestyles they lead. TikTok user at Chinafar was one of the first to spread the tale far and wide. A few of the TikToks that have since been posted contain clips of women who have worked as Dubai Porta Potties reading their contracts or discussing their experiences, but the majority of them are non-participant reactions or summaries. In one video, a 26-year-old lady is shown anxiously reading out a contract in which she agrees to be flown to Dubai, undergo an STD check, perform specific sexual acts on Sultan Ali, her client, and have sexual acts performed on her as well. The woman also claims that she will engage in sexual activity with a client's younger sibling. She says that she will receive $25,000 of the total $50,000 2 weeks before her flight. Once the job is done, the remaining balance is paid. African Insider claims that there have been rumors about Dubai Porta toilets as early as 2016, and some admissions are available online to read and watch. DubaiPortaPotty.top is one website that appears to be focused on finding human restrooms for Dubai's wealthy, which includes local elites and wealthy tourists. It only serves those who have a sexual obsession with feces. The Wayback Machine and carbon dating, two free methods to determine when a website was formed, were used by Daily Hive to determine the website's creation date, which they determined to be early 2021. The website homepage reads, "Consider becoming a porta potty today and start earning 7 figures in dollars within a short period." The ability to be smart, proactive, aware of crucial information, and being in the right place at the right time, rather than hard effort, separates the affluent from the poor. DubaiPortaPotty.top insists in a bizarrely written, almost cult-sounding text that you consider this gig in all caps. Take action now that you are already on the right platform. For we think you are prepared. Remember that success and wealth are born when opportunity and readiness are together. You have the chance to permanently alter your life when you work with us. We, therefore, implore you to make the necessary decisions immediately to improve your life. For decades, Dubai has had a history of trafficking women into the sex trade and flying in sex workers. Even though sex work is theoretically forbidden in all of the United Arab Emirates states, it has been referred to as a center for worldwide sex tourism. Americans for Democracy and Human Rights in Bahrain, ADHRB, described how this actually plays out in a 2016 piece. For reference, Bahrain is one of the most populous nations in the Arabian Gulf and borders the UAE. According to the ADHRB findings, 2 methods exist for forcing women into prostitution. With promises of jobs as secretaries, masseuses, or domestic helpers, those who are directly trafficked into prostitution are persuaded to travel to the UAE. Because they seem trustworthy, fellow countrymen and women are frequently exploited to traffic women. Before recruiting women into prostitution rings, they frequently give them uplifting accounts of life in the UAE. After leaving their violent employers, some women, typically domestic workers, are trafficked. The revelations about the porta potties in Dubai have received a mixed response. The majority of people are showing revulsion, while some claim not to care what occurs when 2 consenting adults engage in safe kinks. However, the subject has changed and become darker as some confessors claim that children, animals, and non-consenting adults may have been involved. This could prompt a police investigation. A young lady has used social media to expose her experience in Dubai, where she was treated like a slave to fulfill the nefarious fantasies of her employers. According to her, as a result of the experience she had and what it meant for her mentally, she has lost her respect for and pride in herself as a woman. The woman described the psychological damage and excruciating suffering the tragic experience had caused her, and she claimed that since she was no longer able to tolerate the individual's humiliation, she had been considering suicide. As many victims have detailed their experiences, the Dubai Porta Potty connection to Dubai, where women are treated like slaves and forced to participate in gruesome fixations for money. According to the young woman's account, a friend drove her to Dubai. She encountered a man who expressed interest in her based on her beauty. Her friend exhorted her to risk everything. She agreed to the suggestion at that time and was then led on an expensive shopping spree. She made purchases from every opulent store in Dubai, but struggled to fully appreciate the luxury she was enjoying. She was forced to go through a few interesting things to pay for the treats she had received, so it really didn't last very long. According to her, she was reduced to nothing more than an object for her employers, who didn't pay her any mind but still managed to smuggle some items inside her private areas and behind. She was humiliated physically and then dumped into a pool to wash it all off. After having that horrible experience for a considerable amount of time, the woman who has shared her story anonymously declared she would never acknowledge herself. There you have it, Displorers, Dubai Porta Potty, the dark side of Dubai no one talks about. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and share with a friend.